I love food. I love to cook, and I especially love to see what other people cook with, what they eat on a regular basis. So I thought it would be fun to show you a mini grocery haul in case you're like me and like to know what other people eat. For inspiration, for new ingredients, for fun. Let's go. I just rewatched that clip I recorded to make sure my AirPod was tuned in, because if I don't have this in, there's just a weird buzzing noise because my phone is 8 years old at this point, but I realized you can hear the humming of our 30-year-old fridge, so ignore that, just glad she works. I'm just gonna pull things out as I go. First and foremost, the absolute lifeline of this household. Onions, just some yellow onions, literally the basis for everything delicious. I'll put a whole onion in any dish because they're delicious. Next up, I was looking for a side to go along with some burgers, and I'm gonna do black beans and corn. But then I wanted something else, and they had sweet corn 4 for $1, which is amazing. So in season, so pretty cheap. So we'll have that. Boil these, then grill them along with the burgers for later. Some carrots, just to have around for snacks. And then I also got a couple lemons. I love using these for salad dressings, or I'll make lemonade. I'll just put it in water for some flavor. Or my new favorite thing is I just recently read the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. I know it was a documentary on Netflix. It was really popular a couple years ago, but I saw the book in my library, so I checked it out. And I was reading the section on eggs, and there's something about if you add something acidic to scrambled eggs and whisk it in before you cook it, it makes the eggs much more tender. And I do think that's true. So I've been putting a squeeze of lemon in my eggs pretty much every morning. So a fun little thing if you want to try that out. All right, one bag down. I'm gonna go put these in the fridge. Next, staying on with produce, zucchini is still in season, so I got a couple of zucchinis, and I've actually been enjoying these with my eggs as well. I love making scrambled eggs. I cook up some onion and zucchini and then eat that on top of toast. It's fantastic. It's a good way to make breakfast more filling too, because I eat a lot. I eat a big breakfast, so that helps. I got 2 cans of coconut milk because it is getting cooler out and I'm craving curries in the worst way. So these would be really good bases for some curries. Hamburger buns for said burgers I mentioned earlier for grilling. I can't wait to have my oven back because then I can make buns again. I love making bread and I find it therapeutic and fairly easy to do, and I have the time to do it right now, so I can't wait to be able to make buns again. But in the meantime, these work perfect. Some croutons because I roasted an entire chicken for my husband, and just to spice it up from eating the chicken plain, I'm gonna do some Caesar salads, and I'm gonna roast some chickpeas for mine, but the croutons will be nice for a nice crunch. Speaking of baking, I got some more active dry yeast. My sourdough is being very finicky right now, so I've been doing a mix of sourdough discard and yeast bread. I'm gonna wanna bake a lot, so I'm gonna have this around for sure. And finally, some dried beans. For both of these, I soak them and cook them in bulk, and then I freeze them for an easy protein source for me throughout the weeks, months, however long they stay in the freezer for. Second bag done. last bag. Is anyone surprised? More onions. I love green onions just to top pretty much every savory thing with. It just adds such a nice bright element and good flavor, and also they look really pretty on my table. I leave them out in just a vase of glass. A vase of glass. A glass vase with water. Oh goodness. I got some Brussels sprouts for something different for a side. I plan on making pasta and I wanted a veggie to go with it. So I think I'm gonna cook these on the side with onion, just kind of saute them down, just to switch up our veggies a little bit. And I went ahead and got some more eggs for me, mainly for breakfast. Occasionally will be baked with, but usually just breakfast. Precious commodity now. I usually try to bake vegan as much as I can just to avoid eggs. And then I was really excited about this. They have peaches in season, so these are from, I think it was South Carolina. I gotta find the little tag. Let's see. Monetta, pronouncing that right, South Carolina. So really cool, we have some somewhat local peaches that are ripe. So I know we are coming into peach season, so had to get some of those. Usually don't eat fresh peaches, but I couldn't pass those up. And then speaking of Caesar salads, I got some romaine lettuce for that specifically, and then I also just got a giant container of just a spring mix salad. We have salads, I think, almost every day with one of our meals. It's just a super easy side that we don't get sick of, so. All right, put this last bit away. So if you're curious, all of that I just showed you was $48.03, and that should last us for the week, if not a little longer. I bet it'll be just about the week for sure, because today is currently Tuesday. That should get us through for Saturday and Sunday. And it is fairly cheap. So what I've been doing recently is, if there's any meat on sale, like chicken or beef for my husband, I will bulk buy it. Instead of just buying chicken breast, sometimes they have the whole chicken on sale, and so I'll buy that and then throw it in the freezer. And then I also will buy beef when it's on sale in bulk. So I have the freezer kind of stocked for him, so I just grab from that as needed. So that's why these are a little bit cheaper. There was a really good sale on beef, but actually I can show you that. So this really helps cut down on our costs. So you can see here I was freezing the meat, so you know it's like today's special, like it needs to be sold and eaten within the next couple days. I just freeze it. So if you can see, we got this whole chicken for $3.27. I had 2 of them, the other one's in the fridge. I cooked it the other day. And now we have some ground beef, very high quality ground beef, but it was a very good price. So I loaded up on it. I think I got 5 pounds total. There's 2 in the fridge. And so I just freeze these, and then when I need them, I grab them out, thaw them, and cook with them. So that is an easy way to save money in the long term. It might not feel like it when you're buying, you know, $50 worth of meat at one grocery shop, but this will last him probably 2 weeks of meat, so it's really cool. I also do the same thing for tofu. I buy it when it's on sale, I freeze it, and then just use it as we need it. And I kind of already mentioned it, but I feel like I'm kind of talking everywhere because I don't, write out what I'm gonna say. On the menu for the week is some roast chicken with potatoes and salad, and that was actually something I made yesterday. So there's an entire roast chicken for my husband to pick at. I did some marinated tofu for me, and then we have potatoes, which are actually from the garden. There's some Yukon Gold potatoes, the last of my potatoes from the garden. They're so good. Then we'll have that with salad, which I just got. And then we'll have Caesar salads as another meal. Again, with that chicken, I'm gonna make some roasted chickpeas for me for that because I have Parmesan in the fridge. Another meal is just gonna be simple burgers because I have all that beef in the fridge, so I'll make burgers for my husband. And a classic side for that is I make black beans and corn, which is just black beans, corn, an entire onion sauteed down with cumin and chili powder and lots of salt and pepper. Delicious. And then along with that, we'll have that corn I got that was on sale for $1. So we'll have corn with that. And then another meal I have planned out is just a plain pasta. I always forget about pasta, just a simple spaghetti and pasta. We'll have that, and then we'll have those Brussels sprouts as a side with another onion chopped up in there. And then a last meal, if I run out of other things, I have everything to make a yellow curry with rice. You can hear my dog's little feet tiptoeing around. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for the week. We'll see how it goes. Usually at least once throughout the week, my husband gets a hankering for other food. So if I factor in going out to eat one night a week, this should definitely last us an entire week. So yeah, hope you found this interesting. Maybe you got an idea for a fun new ingredient you normally don't use. For recipes that maybe you like to eat on a weekly basis, let me know in the comments below. I love trying new recipes, and I'm so excited to be getting my oven soon because I'll be doing more cooking content because I am the chef of the house and I'm trying to learn new recipes. And I always love tasting new flavors, using new ingredients, so let me know down below if you have any recipes that you love that you would like to share. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you soon. Take care. What do you have that you should not have?